Hey, this is DJ Ashba.
I'm Nikki Sixx.
I'm James Michael. We are 6 a.m. Thank you for watching Music News.
6 a.m. It's great to see you. How are you doing today?
Thank you.
Really good.
Doing
Excited
great.
to be here.
Yeah, great stuff. You played Donington yesterday. Our Music News reporters were there, said it was a great show. How was it for you?
It was a great show. We're curious because the pass yesterday it had like a dog that was breathing fire, and then on the pass today there's jellyfish and rainbows and butterflies.
And a lighthouse.
We're not quite sure how we're going to fit in, but we're going to do our best.
No, better than festivals. It's a great friendly vibe.
It seems like it, yeah.
You know, and yeah, ready for a little bit of rock, I'm sure.
Good.
Was it a muddy one yesterday then?
Yeah, very
it was
muddy.
muddy.
Yep.
Black Sabbath played, Megadeth.
Yeah.
He got up with Megadeth yesterday. It was a lot
Yeah?
of fun.
It was fun, yeah.
Neat to see it.
Magic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I just saw your Do the Right Thing campaign's gone viral. We got it top news on our site today. How did you get involved in that?
Well, it's something that, you know, I think a lot of bands are starting to realize that something needs to be done about it, and so we're just trying to call some attention to it. There's just some adjustments that need to be made.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure they will be soon.
Yeah.
Prayers for the Dam Volume 2. Can we expect another explosion of sound?
Well, it's not called Prayers for the Dam Volume 2. It has a different title.
Yeah,
Prayers for
different
the
title.
Dam Volume 1 is the album out
Which
now.
we're saving because we like to keep
Yeah.
secrets.
And we have a double record. The
Okay.
next one, which has a different title, comes
But
out.
they do work together. The artwork, which is designed by DJ.
Can you say speak up? I didn't hear
The
that.
artwork that was designed by DJ.
Yes.
Wow.
And produced and mixed by James.
No, but Volume 2 is
I played bass on both.
Yes.
Volume 2 is a continuation. When we went into the studio, we very intentionally wrote and recorded two separate records that would work together, but the message continues throughout. So it's not like we went in and recorded one record and there was a few leftover songs, so
Yeah.
we decided to polish those up and do two. What we wanted to do was basically make up for lost time, because for the last now almost 10 years of 6 a.m.'s existence, we've been able to do very little touring. We've made 4 and now 5 records, but we wanted to kickstart this next phase of our career knowing that we were going to be doing a lot of touring, knowing that we were going to be coming here and playing a lot of festivals. So we wanted to start it with a lot of new music. So we created two completely separate records. The second, Volume 2, will be released probably later, towards the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year. But it was just very important to us that we gave our fans a lot of new music to absorb.
The cool thing about what we did is we went in to make 2 standalone records. So like every good movie has a great beginning, middle, and end. If you never heard Volume 2, you're going to be completely, hopefully satisfied
And
with
the same
visually.
thing, the same thing if you buy Volume 2
Yes.
and never knew Volume 1 existed.
Exactly.
It's a complete record.
But if you listen to them both in a row, it's just what an experience. It's going to be cool.
And then, of course, to go along with that, as they mentioned earlier, the DJ designed the album covers, and it's the same thing with that. As a standalone, Volume 1 is a very cool piece of art. Volume 2 is a very cool piece of art. But when you put them together, it actually reveals a bigger story.
And also, this is an insight, I've never put down more guitars on any album than these 2 records, and same with everything. We really, the way James
we just
mixed
kept
them.
working and refining and defining who we are as a band, and as we were doing the records,
Right.
like, you know, Rise, the single that's out now, was on Volume 2, and as we were like trying to figure out which songs go on which one, because they both very important records, they stand alone, we started moving songs around.
Yes.
A song on this album called Better Man was on the second record, and then the second song that kind of matches that. So it's been a lot of fun for us creating like that. It's a lot of work, and James is a producer and a mixer, and it's like I don't think you would ever probably want to do that again.
Well, that was kind of my reason for bringing up how many guitar parts there are, because the way he mixed this record, we did it almost intentionally, because you get a different listening experience. If you put it in your car and crank the shit out of it, you get one experience. You put on headphones, you hear things. It's pretty trippy to listen to it. It's almost like audio in 3D. It's cool.
Well, and we've always been that way about every element of our music. Every word on these songs, every little guitar part, every nuance of these records is so important to us, and we want it to be the kind of thing that you discover them little by little. That's another reason that we didn't release both records at the same time, because that's a lot to absorb, especially when you deal with subject matter like we deal with, which is a very heavy subject matter typically. So we wanted to give people time to absorb, number one, not only from the message standpoint, but also from the musical journey that it sets you off on. And then, once that you've had some time to get familiar with that, then we'll release Volume 2, and it'll just take you even further.
Would you get any live glimpses this afternoon?
Of the second album?
Yeah.
Not yet. No, not yet.
We're playing quite a few from Volume 1,
Yeah.
which
Playing a
we're
lot
excited
from
about.
Volume 1. A lot of the fan favorites from the other three. So yeah, we'll probably start working up at least one of the songs in the second record pretty soon.
Excellent. Looking forward to the shows. Is that part of the best part of the job for you, playing live?
Well, the best part about it is this: the first two albums we brought our live band in to the studio, and we captured what you will hear out there. There's this energy that was kind of missing from our other albums, and James was able to capture that, and you'll get to see that out there today.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Somebody
you.
that is just sort of getting into 6am, what sort of 3 songs would you say, sort of check these out, these totally sum us up?
That's a great question. Well, I think obviously
We'd all have 3 different songs.
Yeah.
I would say Life is Beautiful, because that was really a starting point for us. That was the song that really started it all, and that's on the Heroin Diaries soundtrack. I would have to say Prayers for the Damned is one that I think really shows how this band has developed, not only as musicians, but as comrades and as songwriters. And I think that's if we were to send a song out into space, I would choose probably that song to be it, because it encapsulates everything that is so important to 6am.
But to be honest with you, that was only 2.
I know. I
another
have one more.
Okay.
But I need to phone a friend because I don't know.
Well, which one of us is a better friend?
All right, you guys pick one more song between the two.
Oh, pick a song. Okay.
God. There's so many.
Oh,
I would say I would probably say a song like Skin.
There you go.
Or
Okay.
Accidents Can Happen.
Okay,
or
that's- yeah.
Stars.
Well, that's 3. Now we got
Or
6 songs.
when we Were Gods. That's another good one.
No, I don't even get a vote.
Oh, go. What was yours?
Oh, it's a song on the next record. I can't tell you what it is.
Well, thanks a lot for your time. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure. Anything
Thank
else
you.
to say to Music News watchers?
What's that?
Anything else to say to Music News watchers?
Yes.
Oh, there is? Well, what would that be?
We can't thank you guys enough for calling your local radio stations and requesting 6am. Rise, go buy our album, come see us live. Thank you for having us here at Isla Wight.
Perfect.
And we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.